is my presentation on urban agriculture improving food security in U.S. cities. Urban agriculture refers to growing crops and raising livestock within or adjacent to cities. So a summary of what that is it's systems integrated into our communities that facilitates efficiency between land, labor, and energy, like things like lighting or water. It's not a new topic, but it's something that has resurged recently. It started back in 2010, but resurged in 2018 as it lacked popularity up until then. It's common in our cities, but there is very little data showing how many urban farms exist, but we know that up to 15 cities in the U.S. are reported to have high amounts of growth in urban farming recently. Next is the positives of urban farming. It offers an increase to healthy, locally grown foods and helps provide food in neighborhoods that struggle to find affordable fruits and vegetables for their families, provides a flexible source of income to the farmer or gardener, and reduces travel for our food, which is good since as produce travels, it does lose nutritional value en route to its destination. And with less travel, there is less of a climate impact. It cuts costs for families and is very affordable to its consumers since it is grown locally. It adds a green space to the city that neighbors and such can gather, which can build bonds within the community, and members can connect and learn about their food source and where their food comes from. And it is immediate access to food, which for an example would be like during a pandemic, if there was travel issues, getting food to your city. And it also increases pollinators within the city limits, minimizing health effects to our cities. Mill City Grows is an example of a group providing during the pandemic as they formed farm shares for families in need for the produce to get by. But there is negatives associated with urban farming, like natural lighting. When natural light isn't available, artificial is used, and that increases our energy footprint of the farm. Mimicking weather conditions, which can be very difficult, like mimicking humidity, rain, wind, etc., which raise costs in that operation as well. The cost of real estate, just as arable land prices increase, so does real estate, and the competition for urban farming increases. And utilizing water, as there's an increase of tap water use in most urban farms, as they're uneducated about the conservation practices and how to increase efficiency in reusing water in their program. Next is the types of urban agriculture. There's many different types and what goes on within those types. So there's intensive in-ground farming, which would be taking a building with soil that's not necessarily ideal and trying to grow crops there to provide controlled environment agriculture, which is like your greenhouses, your hoop houses, and your high tunnels. It's all about maximizing yields in limited spaces. So in a setting like a greenhouse, hoop house, or high tunnel, the farmer controls the risks like weather changes, so we can actually allow for longer growing seasons. Some controlled environment styles do include hydroponics, which you will see pictured in the bottom right, and vertical farming, which is in the top left, which eliminates the need for soil entirely. Some urban agriculture farms are run by individuals, others by co-ops or large commercial operations. Vertical farming is growing in popularity since it is maximizing space with stacking shelves and providing for more room for the farm. There is an economic impact to farming as it is localized economic growth. It offers income for farmers and gardeners, providing those people with money to go put back into the economy, as well as the consumers that are fueling the economy within their community. It makes low-value land as productive. As previously mentioned, you can take that unproductive soil and abandoned properties and put it to use to benefit your community. Expands food options in your community and fights rising food costs and makes the consumer's dollar go farther. And with economic diversity, There's a lot of different, like I said, there's more food brought to your community and money put in locally instead of to a commercial business. Improves your food security in case of a catastrophic event. So this would be something like a pandemic, and if, like I said before, if travel is unavailable to get food to your community, this offers a way that is locally grown in there. The environmental impact, it's a bit more complicated since it's unclear whether conventional or urban farming is better for our planet. So the positives include increasing biodiversity, improves distribution chain in terms that it reduces the distance our food has to travel to get to the consumer. But the negatives is the greenhouse gas emissions, as it is shown that it is likely emissions from greenhouse gases is very high. And urban agriculture has been linked to being a leading driver of climate change and agriculture in general. The social impact, as covered previously, it gives a network for communities to meet and bond and learn about their food and where it comes from and form those community bonds. And it gives a purpose to the city, parts of the city that were once useless, to benefit the entire community. And here's a picture shown of a group community garden where families can go and enjoy and benefit from. Why I personally think this type of farming is important: world population increases annually and arable land decreases, meaning there's more mouths to feed with less land to do so. And it provides for low income neighborhoods and those who maybe can't afford the basic necessities for their family. And like I said, lack of arable land, that is a continuing issue. And personally, for me as a farmer, growing up and seeing that it's already becoming an issue that land is purchased and made into a commercial anything, a business or more suburbs, and the land continues to decrease, I think it's worth putting the investment into research for urban agriculture as well as offering grants and things for communities to get one going. Thank you.